Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark.
Glory to you, O Lord.
Jesus went up the mountain and summoned those whom he wanted, and they came to him. He appointed 12, whom he also named apostles, that they might be with him, and he might send them forth to preach, and to have authority to drive out demons. He appointed the 12, Simon, whom he named Peter, James, son of Zebedee, and John, the brother of James, whom he named Boanerges, that is, sons of thunder, Andrew, Philip, Bartholomew, Matthew, Thomas, James, the son of Alphaeus, Thaddeus, Simon the Cananean, and Judas Iscariot, who betrayed him. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Discipleship, the following of Christ, has often been compared to being a bucket of water which the Lord can use to water his garden. What happens when a bucket leaks? What happens when precious water begins to seep out a gaping hole in that bucket? Every morning, the water carrier of Stanislav would walk from the well at the edge of town through the same streets, toting his 2 buckets of water to his customers. Day in and day out, he performed this routine with simple joy. One day, he was particularly joyful, and he burst out in song along the way. But his song was interrupted by the sound of weeping from one of his buckets. The bucket was leaking. The bucket called out to the water carrier, "How can you sing so joyfully? Are you blind? Don't you realize what a bum bucket you've got in your hand? Don't you see that I am wasting so much grace, so much water? Don't you realize that for years now I have been leaking? Look at the other bucket. He does not leak. I don't know why you keep on using me for this a long time. What good is a bucket that leaks?" And the water carrier gently responded to his bucket, "No, my dear bucket, you are the one who is blind. What good is a bucket that leaks, you ask? Well, look and see." With these words, the water carrier made a grand motion toward the ground beneath the bucket, pointing out the same path they had walked for years. "Look, my leaking bucket. Look at your side of the path. Do you see the yellow daisies, the wild red strawberries? Don't you see the luscious greens? Now look at the other side of the path. The ground beneath my sturdy and leakless bucket. It is nothing but gravel. It is nothing but dirt. All of this beauty is precisely because you leak. For years now, you have watered this side of the path, making it the most beautiful street in Stanislav. You know why I sing? I sing because you leak. Isn't that a very consoling story? This is a story from the Jews. When we look at the list of the apostles the Lord chose, they were all leaking buckets. And the gospel is eloquent about how they leak. There is a very good list here. Nathaniel, he lacked openness. Philip, he lacked simplicity. Simon the Zealot, he was too violent. Andrew lacked a sense of risk. Thomas was always doubting, he lacked vision. Judas, well, obviously. Matthew lacked a sense of social consciousness. Thaddeus lacked commitment. James the Less lacked awareness. James and John, the sons of thunder, they were not only ambitious, they were always angry. That is why Jesus called them Boanerges, sons of thunder. And Peter the Rock, well, he had foot in mouth disease, always talking and thinking later. We all leak, you know. And that is why we should never say, oh, I am not worthy. Who is? I am not ready. Who is? I cannot serve because I am not perfect. Oh, come on. Get a life. And that is why those who leak can be very fruitful. The Lord uses them and chooses them. May we find consolation and challenge in this beautiful story, which gives a beautiful commentary on the gospel today.